She was fired on the spot for bringing her little boy to work. Then the new boss walked in, looked at the child, and whispered, "I was that kid." Like this video and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box for stories that change hearts. The office was unusually quiet that morning, but inside Sarah's chest, everything was screaming. Her hands shook as she packed her belongings into a cardboard box: 2 pens, a cracked coffee mug, and a small framed photo of her and her 6-year-old son, Adam. The words still echoed in her ears. "This is a professional workplace. We can't allow children here. You're fired." She hadn't planned to bring Adam. She never did. But that morning, the daycare called. Another sudden closure. No family nearby, no neighbors she trusted, and rent was already 2 weeks overdue. Missing work meant losing pay. Losing pay meant eviction. So she held Adam's tiny hand and promised him he would sit quietly in the corner with his coloring book. He tried. But children are children. He asked questions. He smiled at people. Once he laughed too loudly. That was all it took. Her manager didn't ask why, didn't ask how long she'd been a single mother, didn't ask how many nights she'd skipped dinner so Adam could eat. He just pointed at the door. Adam watched silently as his mother was scolded. His small fingers clenched her sleeve. "Mommy, I'm sorry," he whispered. Those words broke her more than losing the job. Outside, the city felt colder than usual. Sarah knelt beside Adam, forcing a smile she didn't feel. "It's okay, baby," she said, even though it wasn't. She had no backup plan, no savings, just a resume worn thin by rejection. Weeks passed. Bills piled up. Calls went unanswered. Interviews ended with polite smiles and empty promises. One night, Sarah cried quietly in the bathroom so Adam wouldn't hear. She wondered if love was enough to raise a child in a world so unforgiving. Then came the email. A large firm downtown was hiring administrative staff, good pay, benefits. She almost didn't apply. Fear whispered she'd fail again. But Adam sat beside her and said, "Mommy, you're the best worker ever." So she applied. The interview was brief, professional, hopeful. She was hired on the spot. Her first day, she arrived early, heart racing. Adam was at school this time. As she sat at her desk, she overheard whispers. "The new CEO is coming today. They say he started with nothing. He's strict but fair." When the doors opened and the executives walked in, Sarah didn't look up until the room went silent. A tall man in a tailored suit stopped walking. His gaze wasn't on the staff. It was on the photo on her desk, the photo of her and Adam. The man picked up the frame gently, as if it were something fragile. "Is this your son?" he asked. Sarah stood up instantly, panic flooding her chest. "Yes, sir. If photos aren't allowed, I can remove it." He didn't respond right away. His eyes softened, distant, as if the image had pulled him into another time. "I used to sit under desks with crayons, waiting for my mom to finish work." The room froze. He placed the photo back and extended his hand. "I'm Daniel Reed, and I was that kid." Sarah felt her breath catch. Daniel began to speak, not just to her, but to everyone. He told them about his childhood, raised by a single mother who cleaned offices at night and typed reports by day. How she brought him along because she had no choice. How people judged her. How one company fired her for it. She cried the whole bus ride home, but she never let me see it. Daniel looked at Sarah again. "That woman is the reason I'm standing here today." The office was silent. Daniel turned to the management team. "This company will never punish a parent for choosing their child. If anything, we support them." He announced new family-friendly policies that very day: flexible hours, childcare assistance, and protection for single parents. Then he did something no one expected. He promoted Sarah. Any woman who keeps showing up for her child and her work deserves more than survival. She deserves growth. That evening, Sarah picked up Adam from school, her eyes still swollen with tears, but this time they were tears of relief. "Mommy, did you get in trouble again?" Adam asked softly. She knelt and hugged him tight. "No, baby," she whispered. "Something wonderful happened." Years later, Adam would walk into that same building, not as a child under a desk, but as an intern, standing beside a mother who never gave up. And every time Sarah saw Daniel in the hallway, he'd smile and say, "Tell your son, I was that kid too." If this story moved you, like the video and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box for more emotional stories that matter.